And would ESOPs, fuel reimbursements, be considered salary in kind? No. See, ESOPs again, employee. I think you are referring to employee stock options or fuel. See, when we say reimbursement, then the individual employee is spending something upfront, which the companies ought to spend. So, if that is done, then that amount is reimbursed to that individual. So that cannot be considered as salary. It is purely reimbursement, right? Similarly, I think employee stock option, it will not be treated as salary. Salary in kind, most of the companies, it is not in practice. See, customarily, if some companies have it in practice, then that is okay. Or there must be a clear notification. Currently, if I am right, it is under Section 11 of the Minimum Wages Act. If the appropriate government has issued notice to treat certain payments as payment in kind, maybe under Section 11 of the Minimum Wages Act, only then that will be payment will be considered as salary in kind. Otherwise, it is not so, right? So definitely ESOPs and fuel reimbursements would not be considered as salary in kind. As such, I'm saying. And what will be the impact of wage definition on Supreme Court's decision with respect to PF wages, which was given in February 2019? Supreme Court had excluded HRA 2 from PF wages. See, I think this will remain. See, clearly, the Supreme Court said that when some payment is made universally, necessarily, and ordinarily to all employees across the board, then that payment will be considered as basic wages for the purpose of PF, right? Irrespective of the nomenclature. We could have given even nomenclature as some allowance, right? But I think it is not decided based on the nomenclature. It is based on the nature of payment, the purpose of payment, right? So if some payment is necessarily paid, then I think that would be treated as basic wages. Again, that is not a new ruling. Again, I think they emphasized, they reiterated the principle laid down in the bridge and roof case. As early in 1963, they clearly said whatever is paid universally, necessarily, ordinarily, that would be treated as basic wages, right? Again, when certain allowances, that will, see, if we are making certain payment as allowances, and if those payments are really conditional, if it is a contingent payment, then I think it is, that will not be treated as a universal payment, right? Or a necessary payment, or an ordinary payment, a payment which should be made in an ordinary course, right? So that will clearly get excluded. That is the idea. I think otherwise, I think this ruling given by the Apex Court on exactly on 28th of February 2019, that will continue, and I think we may have to follow that, right? And yes, as far as HRA is concerned, yes, it is very clearly excluded earlier. Now also, I think that is not treated as wages for the purpose of PF. So there is no change as far as HRA is concerned. Now, I think after appraisal, wages will get increased variably based on performance of the workman. Definitely, there will not be equal pay for equal work. I'm not very sure why it is very authentically said so. In such case, can we fix the constant pay as equal pay for equal work and additionally variable pay for based on performance? Please advise. See, again, when we say equal remuneration, I think the whether it is purely between male employees and women workers, right? So if the male employee and the woman employee, if they are doing the same and similar kind of job, then I think they are to be paid the same salary. That is what is the idea. That is the purpose of that act, right? So there shall not be any discrimination solely based on gender. Again, I repeat, there shall not be any discrimination solely based on the gender. So yes, these both of them are doing the same work, but this person is a woman, so I'm paying less. No, it is not at all permitted. It is illegal, right? So that is what is the purpose of that act, right? So again, when we say same equal pay, it is not a quantum, the entitlement, right? Earlier, I think we were, I think most of the industry, we were having very clearly pay scale and all, right? Maybe it will start with 5,000. The annual increment could be 500. So for the next 10 years, the annual increment will remain as 500. So after 10th year, this will become 10,000. So after the 10th year, the increment will be say 1,000. So again, for the next 10 years, then it will become 20,000. Then for the from 21st year to 30th year, it could be 2,000. So maybe after the end of the 30th year, the basic could become 40,000. That is how it is. So the person should be in the same scale. So person who has just joined would definitely get 5,000 only, the minimum of the scale. But the person who has completed maybe 10 years, that person may get 10,000, right? That is the actual quantum, but they are still kept in the same pay scale. That is sufficient to comply with the Equal Pay, Equal Remuneration Act. That is the idea. So it is not the actual quantum. It is more the entitlement. But I think today, as you said, maybe whoever is the querist, there are a lot of there is a possibility for a lot of confusions, because it is many of the companies, industries do not have pay scale at all, right? So the contract is purely one-on-one, right? So I think I am not very sure if some dispute is raised. I think we may have to wait for some judgment or precedence on it. Otherwise, this is the idea. So it is not the actual quantum. The entitlement should be the same. That is the idea. The definition of employer includes representative of deceased employer. What could be the reasoning? Because I think this is very clearly mentioned under the current Payment of Wages Act, the definition for the term employer under the Payment of Wages Act. It is more, again, the purpose is to ensure the payment, right? If the employer has not paid salary, but if the person dies, the employer dies, or whoever is nominated as employee, he dies, I think then automatically that will go to the liability, will go to the representative of the employer. That is what is mentioned. It is more to ensure the payment, right? So the worker shall not be he should not get deprived of the non-payment of salary. So that is the idea.